Beautiful. I am going to do a quick tech check on my, see if you all can hear me. So hang on with me just a minute. Let me make sure. Beautiful. It's working today. Who knows? Okay, that's a wonderful thing. I put my old microphones back on, so that might have been it. But whatever, we're happy to be here today. And what is going on in real estate? Oh, well, let's see. We listed 91 homes yesterday. That's wonderful. And we put 131 under contract, and we closed 116. And, of those listings yesterday, we did 91. 26 of them were 400,000 and under, which is good. And we have 774 under 400 and under, which is good. So that's all okay. We're hanging in there in a month of inventory, and we had a class yesterday with Jimmy Daig on contracts and the buyer brokerage, and what an excellent class. When it comes around again, if you haven't taken it, I would really advise you to take it. Good morning, Karen Cachero. It's so good to see you. So good everything's working today. We'll see, right? Looks like it might. And you might enjoy this for your office. Yes. So here's the thing. We're averaging 141 sales per day. This is very different for November. Last November was 115 sales per day. Hi, Debbie. Good to see you. There's Debbie. Hi. Good to see you, Debbie. Yeah, so we were talking yesterday that there's a YouTuber out there that's saying, oh, the sky is falling, the sky is falling. We can't keep this up, and so on and so forth. And he's actually talking about, he picked on Nevada for one, and a couple other places, but whatever, right? And good morning, good to see you. I love that smiley face. And he talked about our jobs. But what he doesn't realize, people will say anything, right, to draw attention. But like Henderson is just getting a huge industrial multi-use park being built by a very well-known, well-experienced developer who I'm sure has done his homework. And we have jobs here. If you look on Indeed, on our website, we post all the jobs available on Indeed, and Indeed, as they come on, we see them. There's no delay, and there are a lot of jobs available, and people are moving here. What we say, 139 people a day. So when you hear the doom and gloom, you really, really have to take it tongue in cheek and say, look, we're selling homes, we're maintaining our inventory about a month, and we have jobs. So what we have to do, and Jimmy was funny yesterday, he says, oh my God, here's farm, Zillow bad Ruth. Yes, we need to keep farming. And today that's why I really want to get into the 2022 business plan for you all, so that you know where you're going, how you're going to get there, what it's going to take. So let's get started with that. And I will hide this and put my, so yesterday, for those of you who missed yesterday, we did have an issue yesterday with some things, and here we have another issue today. Let me get rid of that. Okay, so excuse me. Yesterday we talked about the 3 legs of your business, in case you missed it, because we did have technical difficulties. So there's sales and marketing, there's customer service, and there's financial management. And before you can do anything in business, in any business, you have to know what are your home expenses and the ABCs. And here's where you start. You make a list of your fixed, your irregular, and your discretionary. And that way, this gives you the landscape of your lifestyle, of how you're going to spend your money. I think that we should all not spend so much money, and that's just me. We spend a lot of money on things discretionary that perhaps we really don't need, because like this says, your discretionary spending are your wants. There's a lot of things that we can do without, The needs, that's a different story. You have to have food, you have to have a place to live, you have to have utilities. And when it comes to irregular expenses, these are things that you can do something about because you have control over them. So this is how you have to look at your home budget. And once you do that, then it'll make more sense when you do your business budget. So if you look at this, all right, now this, you probably have to pay some close attention to this, right? Because what I've done is I put here how you get the numbers. So let's say that you want to make 300,000 net. That's how much you want to live on, is 300,000. Okay. And as you know, in real estate, it's not all, doesn't all come in equal 12 increments. So you have to prepare for that as well. But before we do that, here's the thing. If you want to make 300,000 and your tax rate typically is going to be 30%. So I would, right off the bat, I would take my goal, 300,000, and divide it by 0.7. That will give me $428,571, which is 70%, right? Of 70% is 300,000. So you have to make 428,000 to net 300,000. And that's just the tax ramifications. Now, if you have a really good CPA or you have some write-offs, you can take that all into consideration, but this is just a guideline. Then your expenses. So I put up here that the typical broker transaction fee is $500. And that means that you pay your broker $500. Now, I know some people are $350, some people are, a combination, but it's pretty typical $500 broker transaction fee for most of the companies. I'm not talking about the big ones that do splits and things like that. So this is just $500 broker transaction fee based on, and that should be 48 transactions per year. Yeah, so hold on, let me get that corrected real quick here. Let's see. We are looking at, hold on, hold please. Is this the right one? Let me see. Yeah, we had to change it. Okay, hang on, let me get it. 48 transactions per year. So that's 24,000 and 12,000. So that's going to be roughly 34,000 to 36,000. And I'll fix that for you when I post it. So your average sales price is 400,000. And if you take that times 2.5, that's $10,000 gross commission per a transaction. And I figured that our average commission is 2.5%. Now, what is that going to do in gross volume? Because that does make a difference. If you take 400,000 times 46 transactions, that's 18 million in volume. So the reason why I bring this up is, let's say that your price point isn't 400,000. So that's going to change this somewhat. You may not need to do 46 transactions. Sorry. I'm losing my voice. I think I'm getting laryngitis. Okay, so I know some agents that their average transaction is 900,000. So they might only have to do 20 transactions a year. But these are the things that you can adjust, and that's why I give you the math. All right. So now let's look at this. 46 transactions. 11. Let's round it to 12. That's 4 transactions a month I'm rounding things up a little bit to make it easier. So there's a statistic that Brian Buffini came out with, and he says you need to do 20 face-to-face or voice-to-voice contacts to generate one, and he calls them referrals. I call them contacts. You can call them connections, but you know what I'm talking about. One person that will turn into a closing. So how many of those do you need a month? You need 12, because 3 into 12 is 4, and you want to do 4 transactions a month. And that means you need to have 232 contacts with people, face-to-face or voice-to-voice. And this is a great formula so that you know you're on track. And here's the other thing. When you take something like this, 232 contacts, and let's say that you're not hitting your mark, so you can reverse engineer this a little bit, and you can say, well, am I sending the wrong message? Am I not being clear enough? Do I have to change something? So I would say within the first month or two, you should be able to refine this so that it pretty much comes out this way. If it isn't, then you probably need to adjust something. And let's see here. We have, hey, Bill, good to see you. Advantage Realty. Karen, you go. Yes, and Karen says, yay, Bill made it. Thank you. And here's Tammy. Oh, hi, Tammy. Hi, Tammy. Good to see you. I hope you had a great time. I'm sure you did on your vacation. And she's got a book here that she's trying to promote. Selling. So you'll have to tell us what that is. Yep, Debbie helped. Okay. Debbie helped Bill get here. That's what I see. Good. All right, so getting back to this, statistics. Statistics say 20 face-to-face, voice or voice-to-voice contacts to generate one contact that's going to get closed. So when you do those numbers, you have to make 232 contacts somehow, some way. And what I was saying is, I'll repeat myself, that means, if it doesn't work, if you're not getting those, then you need to refine what you're doing. And there's all kinds of training and everything around coaching. Brian Buffini's coaching is not that expensive. Tom Ferry's is more expensive. Oh, there's Frank. Hi, Frank. Good to see you. You always make me happy when I see you in that car. Anyway, so thank you, everybody, for joining me. And please give me some likes and I love your comments. And I'm so happy to see so many people looking toward 2022 because it's around the corner, as you know. Let's see, when we do 31 and 22, we got about 53 more days, 52 more days, something like that. Yeah. So I love this. I love having a benchmark for what I need to do to accomplish my goals. And let's say, sorry, my voice. So here's some things you can do weekly. You can make 47 phone calls. You can make write 10 personal notes, which now, let me back up a little bit because I kind of disagree with Brian on this one. If I make 47 phone calls, I'm going to do 47 notes because, or more than 10. I would probably do more than 10. And 12 pop-bys, for me, that would be a lot. For you, hopefully you can do it. And you don't always, they're not always going to be there, but you can leave them something. And again, like I said yesterday, it's the holidays. There's so many neat things you can do. Leave somebody some cookies, I think Sam from Home Serve brought us little pies yesterday. I mean, they were like no bigger than that, just a little pie. She had pecan, she had cherry, and she had a little pie cutter with it that you can use on bigger pies, of course. And I'm sure that isn't that expensive for you to drop by and just to let people know that you care about them and you're trying to build that connection with them. So then we have this. Now this is something that Buffini put together. And if you look at your previous calendar year, which was 24 closed transactions and your average sale and your volume and your average commission, it goes down basically what we did with the calculations. Their expenses were $24,000. and because they had $500 fee. Now, if your broker fee, if you get your client to pay for it, then that increases your income tremendously. And then your net income before taxes, and then your tax rate, and then your net income after taxes. And this, this is not a bad living, $121,000 a month or a year, which is more than $8,000 a month net. That's net, not bad, especially with today's mortgage rates and things. Let's see. I always love Frank's comments. Been meeting EXP agents for referrals, 10 yesterday, 5 today, and 20 tomorrow. Wow. Terrific. I know you live by referral. So Frank contacts agents, and that's how he gets his, and agents are easy to talk to, especially when you know where they're coming from around the country, and you start contacting agents and say, hey, I'll pay you a referral fee. There's jobs here if you have somebody moving to Vegas, and if you do that religiously, like Frank does, and maybe he does 231 calls a month, like we were talking about, you can make a nice living. So I changed now this one to this year to date for 2022. Average sales price 400, volume 18.4, 2.5% commission, gross income. And I said no broker split because I put the broker split down here in the expenses. And so that net income is almost 300,000. So, if you double your volume, you more than double your income. So that's something to think about. Yeah. All righty. And then let's hide this and let me show you this. How to win the day. And you can adjust this. You can adjust this to what you come up with on the charts that I designed for you. And you can figure out, how you're going to win the day, because maybe you don't want to work, every day of the week. So you might want to make more calls in one day than you make, because you don't want to work 5 days. So you want to make more calls in 4 days than you might make in 5 days. But you can adjust this, and then only, and the 2 hours, maybe it takes you 4 hours. So you adjust this. But when you look at things like this, you realize you really have more time than you think. And there's a whole nother podcast that I don't know if Brian did it or who did it. Could have been Gary Vee. I listened to so many that I don't remember who said it, but we waste a lot of time. We really do. And time is valuable. And I know my most productive time is in the morning, and you need to find out when your most productive time is. Don't forget your social media, and it only takes 15 to 20 minutes a day. Go and make 5 comments on there, whatever your sphere of influence or clients said. And like with Frank, go on LinkedIn and make comments on what agents say or post or what their articles are. And then Facebook, you can do shares, you can do likes, and direct messaging. You can do both on LinkedIn and on Facebook. So those things are important. And I only use those 2 because for me, I can't do Instagram and TikTok and be effective on LinkedIn and on Facebook, because I believe inch is a cinch, and I like to go deep. I have to spread my time out. And I know everybody loves Instagram, but I can't play there. I have somebody that does some post my videos on there, but that's about it. I'm not trying to build a crowd. When I was pretty successful. It's not that difficult, but I never got any business from it. I got exposure, and exposure is fine. You need attention. So it all goes in that wheel of momentum. If you're all doing the right things and doing them consistently, your success will come. So that's it for today. I'm shortening it because I made it short because I knew I might lose my voice, and I didn't want that to happen. So I'm going to post these slides in the group so that you can see them. This one, your home expenses, how you do this. and then how you do this so that you can see all of the math. And I'll fix that one that says 24 that should say 46. Thank you, vacation. The book is for my branding to kick it up a notch. Oh, that's you. Oh, how wonderful. She's got her own book. Good for you, Tammy. Good for you. That's fantastic. Now, copy Tammy. Y'all, I mean, there's millions of people in this world. You're not going to knock into each other. We're here to share community, not competition, right? Thank you. Thank you so much for sharing that. And I think Linda Eden did a book too. And then you have something to give people along with, hopefully you're giving them this, and you say, oh, and here's my book. I mean, come on, everybody, what a great thing. And you can do that as a little, that's a great pop by, you know, and then you can put a little gift with it. So lots of ideas out there. We just have to, you know, crawl out from under a rock and get creative, right? Okay. So I will post these slides in the group, and so that you can look at them and make sense of them for yourself. You all have a wonderful day. We don't have any classes till next week. Go to be.vegas to sign up. I love you all. Have a great week. Lots of things going on in our town all the time. See you later.